What's going on, guys? Berta here, back with more Free Code Camp, and we're learning accessibility by building a quiz. We're on step 33. If you click on the radio inputs, you might notice both inputs within the same true-false field set can be selected at the same time. Group the relevant inputs together such that only one input from a pair can be selected at a time. Group them together. I forget how to do that. You should give the first input a name attribute. Input name. I forget how to do that. Input type radio, input type radio. How do I group them together? Hold on a second. Field set. Where's the first field set? Field set class question 1. Is the field set not putting them together? I don't understand this. You should give the second input a name attribute. And then I'm assuming we're going to have to do the same here. Okay. You should give the second input a name attribute matching the name attribute of the first input. Oh. Question 1. So that's how it groups them then? Question 2. Okay, so that's how you group them together, so that only one can be answered. All right, that makes sense. To prevent unnecessary repetition, target the before pseudo element of the P element and give it a content property of question. Wait, what? Target the before. So we need to do before P content, whoops. Give it the property of question number. Is that right? I don't know if that's right or not. I don't think it is. No. You should use the, okay, so P dash before. Okay. That part. But then you should give the P pseudo element a content property of question. I guess we need these quotations. There we go. All right. The final section of this quiz will contain a drop-down and a text box. Begin by nesting a div with a class of 4 FORMRO, and nest 4 div elements inside of it. Okay, but why are we starting here? Section, role, region. So does it need to be inside of here, the final section? So yeah, so let's do div class equals for in row slash div, and then nest 4 div elements inside of it, alternating their class attributes with question block and answer. Okay, so div class equals question block slash div, and then let's copy this over and change this to answer, and then copy this, paste that in there. Okay. Within the div question block elements, nest 1 label element within the div class question block label element, and add a CSS related question to the label text. How well do you know CSS? So here we're going to do label, do you know how to link your style sheet? All right. Within the first div answer element, nest 1 of the required select element with 3 options. Alright, give the first option a value of option value, and the text select an option. Oh no, wait, select an option. So this needs to go away. Give a second. Yes. Yes. Oh, it changed my questions. Now it makes sense. Okay. Option value equals no. And the text no. You should give the select an attribute of required. Option, oh, the select. There we go. So now we have to pick one of these. All right. Link the first label element to the select element and give the select element a name attribute. name equals Q1. Give the select element a name attribute. ID label for Q1. You should give the select element an ID attribute. Select name. It told me to give it a name attribute, so it needs both. Name Q1. Okay. Nest one text area element within the second div answer. So text area. Then give the text area a placeholder text describing an example. Do you have any questions? Type. Nope. Placeholder equals enter questions here. You should give the text area a rows attribute with a number. So I got the placeholder rows equals, let's just say 5. Did it tell us what number? You should, oh, we have to have calls too. You should give the text area calls. Oh, let's say 20. 25. There we go. Alright, as with the other input and label elements, link the text area to its corresponding label element and give it a name attribute. So text area name equals questions, label for question 2. Change this to question 2. You should give the text area element an ID matching the 4, so ID question 2. Alright. Do not forget to give your form a submit button with the text send. So form submit send. A submit button. I don't think that's right. You should add either a button or input element. There we go. You should give the submit button a type. Submit. Alright. 2 final semantic HTML elements for this project are the footer and address elements. The footer element is a container for a collection of content that is related to the page, and the address element is a container for contact information for the author of the page. After the main element, add one footer, and nest an address within it. Okay. Within the address element, add the following. Free code camp BR San Francisco. California. USA. Alright. The address element does not have to contain a physical geographical location. It can be used to provide a link to the subject, wrap a link around free code camp, and set it to this location. That's not right. You should add an A element, which I did. Free code camp. There we go. I didn't put the quotation mark. Back to styling the page. Select the list elements within the navigation bar and give them the following styles. So we're going to do LI, color, number D, FD, FE2, margin 0.0, 0.2 rem, padding 0.2 rem, display block. You should either use the nav li or nav, okay, so nav li. Here we go. Alright, on the topic of visual accessibility, contrast between elements is a key factor. For example, the contrast between the text and the background of a heading should be at least 4.5 to 1. Change the font color of all the anchor elements within the list elements to something with a contrast ratio. So I don't know how to do that. I know we got a color black, no, white. You should use the LIA. Okay. To make the navigation buttons look more like typical buttons, remove the underline from the anchor tags. Then create a new selector targeting the navigation list elements so that when the cursor hovers over them, the background color and text colors are switched. Alright, so first to remove underline from anchor tags. And to do that, we need to set the text declaration, but what do we have to set it to? I think it's none. None. Okay. Text decoration and none. So they're gone. Then create a new selector. Nav li hover. And then create a new selector targeting the navigation list elements so that when the cursor hovers over them, the background color and text colors are switched and the cursor becomes a pointer. Okay, so it did become a pointer, but I don't know what to change that to. You should give this background color of DFDFE2. No, don't reset it. Give li hovered li. Alright, so then nav li hovered. No, because we are hovering. Oh no. Nope, need to delete all that. Color. We're just swap seeing. I get it now. We're swap seeing those two. So right now, yeah, it changes, it swapsies them. You should give the hovered Li elements a cursor of pointer. Okay. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. We're on episode 47. We should be finishing up this project on the next video. I thank you guys for hanging out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.